You refuse to act. And because you have not done so, your whole community has gone into shambles. It's the Going On podcast with the Rabbit Critic and Muse. What's going on? That sample that you heard is from nothing in particular. I didn't take that dialogue from anything. I just made that up. I don't even know what accent that was. But the random reason why I decided to do that was because I was thinking of, do you remember that song Summer Nights by Lil Rob?
I can't say I do.
You know, ain't nothing like them summer nights. Hit the chop on top, all the girls looking hot. Hit the loto and we just don't stop. Party until the morning light. Hey, ain't nothing like them summer nights. Never heard of it? Summer nights, summer nights. And it sounds like this really like ghostly sample of something.
Ugh.
And I remember looking it up and then just being like, no, that's not from anything. We just kind of wanted to make it sound like it was a sample. It was just like, holy shit. But it's like, it sounds so sample-like that it's just like, it's gotta be from something else. You know what I mean?
I'm just over here in the middle of, I don't know how things are out in your neck of the woods, but I'm just like in one of the last remaining shacks standing in the wake of the fast food fried chicken war of 2019. It's taken countless.
Dude, it's not a joke.
It's fucking real out here, dude. It is scary. The block is hot, and so is the fast food fried chicken grease.
Dude.
Darren, it's fucking... I've never seen it this crazy. You remember in We Didn't Start the Fire? By Billy Joel.
Where are you going with this?
Remember,
I thought you were going to talk about the Boondocks episode. What's happening right now?
You remember how the whole song, he's like mentioning all these really notable people throughout history, all these really important things that happened, but the thing he ends on is rock and roller cola wars? I can't take it anymore?
Yeah.
Like, JFK blown away. Whatever. Bay of Pigs? Who fucking cares? Watergate? It's a drop in the bucket compared to when Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson were hawking different cola brands.
Oh my god, you know, that actually, now that you've added a little bit more context, I completely understand. I mean, look, you had that, and then you had Max Headroom trying to tell you to catch the new wave. Look, you don't know where to go, man. All these different, very influential, brands are trying to talk to you, and it feels like their messages are compelling.
In addition to it being back to school, proving my dad that I'm not a fool, we've got Popeyes coming out with their chicken sandwich, rivaling the Chick-fil-A number one.
Oh, yes.
We've got Chick-fil-A coming out with their own mac and cheese. And we've got Wendy's bringing up the rear, bringing back the spicy nugs. Now, where do you go? Every place has cars drove around the building, and it's officially turned into fucking Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome out here. It's a fucking wasteland.
I say everyone should go get their Wendy's Spicy McNuggets. Go get them. Please enjoy, especially if you are in my immediate area, because I tried to get these goddamn fucking Popeyes chicken sandwiches twice. And each time there was like a line of like goddamn 10 people. It's insanity.
This is what I call relatable content.
Who can relate?
Because who out there listening right now in the off-going universe hasn't tried to get their hands on a fucking Popeyes chicken sandwich only to realize, oh, they're way too busy and had to go with a second choice, most likely Zaxby's, which isn't the worst thing in the world.
Oh, hell, get the fuck out of here. I'm not going to no goddamn Zaxby's. Tell Zaxby's to shut the fuck up.
What? Okay, look.
I put out that fucking, oh, look out for us. It's like, ain't nobody talking about you.
This is a funny thing that I don't know how many people saw this because it's kind of a regional thing. I think you'll get what I'm laying down. Did you happen to see that Bojangles tried to chime in?
I didn't see that.
Bojangles posted a picture of their Cajun filet biscuit and was like, And I'm not even exaggerating. they had to delete the tweet because they got roasted so fucking hard.
Oh no!
They massacred my boy. Lover. Over an hour, 18-track album by Taylor Swift. The fucking Tour de Force.
Tour de farts is more like it. Hey, thank you.
I'm gonna throw it over to you because I'm curious what your takeaway on this album, because very rarely people who have been listening to us for a while now will know we very rarely talk about the pop albums. We did it with Ariana Grande.
Yeah. And I don't think I've actually reviewed a Taylor Swift album. I don't think I've listened to an entire Taylor Swift album before.
1989 had some catchy singles, so I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll give it a go. And it wasn't the worst thing. Well, like we did Madonna once. We did Lady Gaga once.
Uh-huh.
I think that's about it.
Interesting that you bring up Lady Gaga, actually. Taylor Swift is someone who's really trying to ally themselves with the LGBT community right now.
Yes.
And Lady Gaga is, I feel, someone who, especially as someone who's like growing up like in high school when she really hit, I remember at first, I wasn't really, I was cool on her, I wasn't really okay with her, it was whatever, And then I remember, just seeing how much love there was from the LGBT community for her. You know what I mean? And I, started to see, her impact and what she was doing. And I was like, oh, okay. I can respect what she's doing more now. But, she did that off the jump, off the rip. This is how I feel about this album, and it feels the same way how I feel about her trying to inject these messages. It feels like a half measure. So you get the first song, I Forgot That You Existed. And I wanted to specifically say this because I'd already listened to the album one way through. And today I'm, I'm listening to it the second time and really, getting analytical. And I look at the very first song title, and it's called "I Forgot That You Existed," and I just immediately roll my eyes at just the fucking pomposity of this fucking title. Just the fucking, okay, I stopped caring. I totally don't care, you guys. I really, really, really don't care. I so don't care. I wrote a whole song about how I don't care. It's just do you not get the, does she think she's Carly Simon out this bitch? Does she think she's, flipping one on you, being ironic, because it's just this isn't working, because it actively sounds like you really do care about me not caring, you know what I mean? You really want this person to hear that you don't care. It's that type of shit, I
thought you were gonna say that you already listened to the album one time through, and then you came and revisited it and saw the first track, and said out loud, I forgot that you existed, because it's not a very memorable song. I will say, I actually don't mind that first track all that much.
You sent me a clear message, taught me some hard lessons. I just forgot what they were. It's all just a blur. I forgot that you existed. And I just thought, okay, so this is track one. And at the very beginning, you're saying, I went through something really hard, and I'm literally forgetting the lessons that I learned. You know what I mean? I'm just oh, okay. This is the end of Pokemon, the first movie, where it's I'm sending you back to your normal lives. But in order to do that, I have to erase your memories. Oh, wait a minute.
The only issue I had with this track, honestly, is that it's not really that strong of a track to open the album. I guess if you're trying to use this as a sort of, well, I'm closing that door, we're moving on, it's okay, but if that's the song you're gonna write, it's gonna have to be a little more impactful. What we got here is a pretty minimal instrumental, to say the least. Despite it being a kind of unassuming, underwhelming track, I liked how quirky it was. I liked that it kind of had a carefree, silly feel. I really liked the way it ended. So yeah. I thought that was cute. I liked that. Okay. I was look, if you inject any sort of personality into a track, that automatically wins at points, in my book. Is that if you're trying to give it that little something extra, because a lot of people are just going to do fucking paint by numbers. So if you're not going to do that, if you're actually going to put more into it, then I think you're already one step ahead of the rest of the game.
So let's get to track number 2.
Yes.
Which is a song that I really like, called Cruel Summer.
I fucking love Cruel Summer.
So I'm
Dude,
like,
I'm not even exaggerating. This is going into a fucking pop playlist like yesterday.
dude, I'm feeling like the fucking Shaq album right now. The first song, I was just like, I hate this. And then the second song is just like, oh my goodness, this is not what I expected from this album. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, this album, in my opinion, spoiler, is a bit front-loaded. It gets in my opinion, it gets the really good songs out of the way really early, and then just kind of falls apart.
What are you? Wait, hold on a minute. Let's back up. So you telling me you're feeling the man?
No.
No.
Dude, I'm telling you, that fucking fall off that cliff was really, really sharp. I forgot they existed. Cruel Summer and Lover. 3 in a row. Those, I really like Cruel Summer and Lover. I forgot that you existed.
I wasn't feeling Lover at all. Ooh.
I can kind of take I forgot that you existed. Lover is so good. I really like that one. It's cute, it's sweet. If the country radio stations weren't such petty assholes, this could possibly play on a country radio station if they would have her back, but they're gonna act like, they were betrayed. The fucking betrayal!
What?
Betrayal! I really like the writing on it. It's very personable. It's very down to earth. I really like that part towards the end where it's like the ladies and I like that part. There's a thing about Cruel Summer and Lover that I'm realizing the tropes of Taylor Swift that I actually like. Going back to Cruel Summer for just a second. The line in particular, the devils roll the dice, angels roll their eyes, is textbook Taylor Swift.
She has some good ass fucking lyrics, yo. I wasn't expecting that actually at some points. The dope ass light 80s synth that had that, you know what I'm saying? That whole vibe that was going on in Cruel Summer, right? And like, I was feeling that. And then in the second verse, when she says the hang your head low in the glow of the vending machine and you hear the metal voice, it just really transported me to that time. You know what I mean? Like the music just really matched the lyrics, and just like delivering that feeling. You know what I mean? There's a very romantic comedy first single soundtrack sound that Taylor Swift has, and I think I just don't like that as much. It's just too treacly for me. It ventures into the Chance the Rapper territory. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Now, I do like it when she gets more interesting, like you said, when she has the little things at the end of track 1. Or when she has a little interesting lyric like that. But I hear, like, the lyrics of Lover, and they just seem a little too normie to me. I don't know. Like, okay, the first lyric, she says, we could leave the Christmas lights up till January. And I'm just like, I don't know, that's not a very long time. Like,
that's true.
And then it's like, this, but it's like she especially, like, goes like, this is our place, we make the rules. So it's just like, she's just accentuating, like, aren't we being rebels? It's just like, I don't know, man, I've had Christmas tree lights up till, like, summer.
See, I think if you were like, we leave the Halloween decorations up till January,
that would get you some of those Blink-182, I miss you points, we have Halloween on Christmas.
You're living like Jack and Sally if you want to.
You can't tell me that shit ain't the pinnacle of romance in the 2000s. Now that's romantic.
Again, the 1-2 punch of the sobering Soon You'll Get Better.
Oh man, featuring Dixie Chicks. Ooh.
She fucking played the Dixie Chicks card, and it was super effective. You fucking went there. Maybe not using them to their full potential, but you know what?
Another thing I had a problem with, right?
For what they did, I thought they added something. Maybe not as much as I would have liked, but I get that, it's a song about your mom not doing so well in the hospital. So maybe you don't want to, it doesn't have to sound like me, is what I'm trying to say. How it's okay if it's a bit more reserved, and if Taylor is front and center. I mean, it is her mom. I doubt her mom is like, oh, I liked that song, but I really wish I could have heard the Dixie Chicks more. Yeah.
But see, here's my thing. I loved the lyrics in the chorus where she just goes like, "You'll get better soon because you have to." The way that works is heart-wrenching. That is perfect every time, and especially
the fucking sigh at the one point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that
God.
works. That hits. And then she has one specific lyric where she says, like, now again, for context, this whole album has been about me, and I'm the good person here. And then there's this one lyric where she says, "And I hate to make this all about me." I was like, God damn it, you broke the illusion.
I need the Dixie Chicks to tell her, maybe leave that line out. And I need some people in the studio to tell Taylor, this doesn't need to be 18 tracks. Like, okay, look, there is some serious fat that could have been trimmed off this album. And in my opinion, these are the worst tracks. Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince.
Oh my God, that can go! That can go!
Look.
That way.
There's a thing.
Yeah, that way.
There's two themes on this album. The first one is, apparently a lot of these songs are about the guy she's in a relationship with now. Knowing that doesn't really add to the overall song's
exactly.
like, enjoyment.
I would say for songs like Lover, where I just want to get
it's not important.
Real quick, where she just goes like, it just leads up to, "You're my lover." Like, I'm sorry,
I like
just think
the
that's
sound
just
of
kind of flat, where it's just like, I don't know, that feels like there should have been like a sweet pet name or something like that. Where it's just, "I'll save you a seat, lover." It's like,
part of it has a weird tongue-in-cheek charm. Just like the overall waltziness of it, just like the tone she's singing.
It's the wedding, feel of it, you know?
Oh, yeah. But part of it also kind of sounds like very lofty and like
very airy.
Like I can almost picture the guy she's singing it to almost getting uncomfortable because it's too much.
I remember she had one lyric in particular on that song where she goes like, "I'll be over dramatic and true," and I was like, whoa, hold on a minute, wait. Like, that just felt uncharacteristic for, like, that word specifically felt uncharacteristic for this song that was supposed to be so sweet. And then she's just like, "And then I'll be over dramatic, but I'll be true to you." And it's like, where'd that one come from?
I mean,
right.
it's realistic anyway. It's honest. The other theme is school. And when Taylor Swift was talking about, she wears high heels, I'm in sneakers, and all that, it was like, yeah, okay, because you're, like, not even, like, 18 yet, or you're maybe 18, so that shit worked back then. But there's multiple songs on this album where she's like, "Oh, I tripped and fell in the school hall," and it's like, okay, look, stop that right now. And on Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince, you're doing this, like, cheerleader call and response, and it's so annoying. I don't know why you're doing that. But the overall thing about Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince is that it tries to do two things. It tries to be the love song, but it's also the me and you against the world type song, because the lyrics, be them vague, with mentions of blue waves and the good guys are crying as the bad guys are laughing, and it's like, this is Taylor's attempt at like a political satire song.
Oh, was that what she was going for?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Like,
yeah.
I heard something that almost sounded political when I was just like, I don't know. Nah, she can't be going for that, because, again, she's not committing enough for it to work.
That's the problem.
The whole problem with this album is that she's not committing enough. Like, I just feel like, I don't know, having the Dixie Chicks on here felt like a very sort of like, remember what happened to the Dixie Chicks, right? And I'm speaking out, on this album,
It's giving her points in the blue states, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, now I'm not going to use them to speak out against anything very overt like back then, because, oh my God, when they spoke out too much. Ooh. But I will put the words Equality Act that you might miss, the 1 second they're there.
That's the thing, is the oversimplification of politics on Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince, as well as you need to calm down with the, can you just not? Like, it's so easy to just walk up to a protester at a fucking at a pride parade and just go, hey, can you just, like, cut that out? And they'll totally listen.
Well, I mean,
Taylor.
I was hoping we were talking about the opposite of that. I thought you were saying, like, it would be not effective to go up to a, hate rally, like the, Unite the Right, and be like, hey, guys, can you just not? It's like, that's not going to work, Taylor.
I think either way, you're going to have something thrown at you. And it's not going to be a milkshake. It's going to actually be something deadly. The other songs that have similar or slightly higher ratings are It's Nice to Have a Friend.
Yeah, I did like that one. It was like a...
You liked that one.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. I thought it was...
I'm talking about the ones with the lowest ratings.
What did you say? It's nice to have a friend? Like, it was okay for what it was. You know what I mean? Like, I think it was very sparse on lyrics. You know what I mean? But it was just kind of like, all right, for the atmosphere that was doing, I didn't hate it,
There's things on this album she tries to do. Like, going back to another song that had a pretty low rating from me, I Think He Knows.
Yep, that was another one I wasn't feeling.
I really liked the instrumental, but it sounded like she was trying to go for, like, a cutesy Carly Rae Jepsen type vibe. But that's not her thing.
Man.
Like, Taylor has a very specific thing she does pretty well. I'll give her credit. But when she tries to go and do these other things, and it's like, I can tell this might not be your comfort zone. And that extends to the singing and performance on the album. Because there's a lot of times in this album where she's, like, shoehorning in words to fit lines. Like, it's kind of awkward.
Wait,
I forget exactly.
Yeah.
I forget where it was, but there was one where she fucking hit that fast forward button to fit a line in one of the bars. It was like, barely made it. Other songs that had really low ratings would be London Boy.
Oh my god, I couldn't fucking stand it. Dude, again, she's from Tennessee. He's from jolly old England. But she's about to find out, Miss Limey's a little sweet or some dumb shit like that.
Why did you have to start with the Idris Elba James Corden sample? What was that?
Wait, what was that? Yeah, what was that?
It was a clip from, I guess, the James Corden show or whatever, and they're just talking, and it's like, oh, you want to get on my bike, and we could and it just cuts off, and it's like in mid-sentence. It's not even a whole sentence.
What was that about?
What was it doing there? It didn't add anything.
Yeah, I thought it was from, like, the last track or something like that, and maybe something cut off,
I have no idea what the fuck that was. Yeah, because I remember looking
at my phone and being like, wait, what happened?
You think another app is open, and you fucking check his YouTube, trying to interrupt.
Oh, and when she says the, boy, I fancy you.
Oh. Okay. Again, this isn't your thing, Taylor.
Yeah, right?
Like why
it's
are you
her
trying?
boyfriend would be like, love, please, no.
Yeah, just fucking polite smiles all around. I think it was a very poor choice to have me as a leading single. Like, this is the first thing you're going to hear from this album. Then giving you You Need to Calm Down, when fucking Cruel Summer should have been...
Cruel Summer, yes.
Imagine how excited people would have been if it was like, hey, Taylor Swift's back. And not only is it not like Reputation anymore, and fucking it's goddamn Cruel Summer, that song is undeniable. It's so fucking catchy. It's everything I like about Taylor Swift, and like none of the shit I don't like.
If she would have put out Cruel Summer and then Soon You'll Get Better, and have like, oh snap, I brought out the fucking Dixie Chicks, that would have fucking snapped.
Instead, you got Me, then You Need to Calm Down, and then apparently the third song released was The Archer? We're tiptoeing around the man, and let's just fucking get that out of the way. This goddamn If I Were a Boy bullshit.
Oh my god! Stop it!
It's like, I get it, and it's like, you're making a lot of really good points here. Yeah, no one would be talking about your relationships and how, off again, on again, all this. People wouldn't be... cracking jokes about your mental state likely if you were a guy. We got it, but just the way it's presented is like, This needed to come out years ago. This would have been so much more powerful if it had other musicians on it, like other badass.
That's
like
what I was
fucking Halsey
thinking,
comes on the
kinda.
track with her fucking nightmare shit, and fucking Kesha pops up. Maybe like all these. It's like, yeah, we're fucking taking a stand, but it's just a goddamn. It's a deep cut on this album that's never gonna get radio play. No one's gonna ever talk about it.
They'd say I've hustled, put in all the work. They wouldn't shake their heads and question how much of this I deserved. What I was wearing, if I was rude, could all be separated from my good ideas and power moves. And just the way that was just lingered on. It just ends up feeling self-congratulatory instead of like righteous, which
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
The first verse felt like righteous in the sense of like, hey, think about this paradox. You know, and the rest of it's just like, why don't people think I'm awesome more? You know, for the rest of it, it's just like, I just, yeah. Like you're tipping into Kanye territory here.
With The Archer, with this song that sounds like you're waiting the entire time for a drop that just never comes. It sounded like the Stranger Things theme.
You know, it reminded me of Wildest Dreams.
Oh yeah, I
You know
can see
what I
that.
mean?
But
It's very
at least
whimsical.
at least that had like more interesting parts though. Like nothing happened here, and it's extremely repetitive.
There was one part. Okay, so in the entire scope of the album, when you think about the fact that it's very like, you know, it's a very Drake-ish type album. In fact, doesn't she drop his name at one point? There's one lyric in here that was kind of like the heart of what I felt like the album was. If this were done through a more better self-reflecting lens, I guess I could say, where she says, but like this lyric in particular kind of felt like it was kind of cut into the heart of it, you know, where she says, because they see right through me, and she keeps repeating it, and she keeps repeating that, and then she says, do you see right through me? I see right through me, and it's just kind of like, oh shit, it's really obvious that I am very self-conscious, and it was just like, oh, we're starting to break through to the, you know what I mean? We're starting to break through to her, but it's just like, that doesn't really play out over the rest of the album, you know what I mean? I enjoyed Paper Rings enough. It was obviously, you know, the way the lyrics are written, again, you know, if you read the very first lyrics, like, it's that romantic comedy, you know, Paper Rings, coming to a theater near you, you know.
It is a fucking romance.
Right,
It is a
like,
rom-com
they
name.
couldn't
Yeah.
afford the, you know, the fancy ones, but they made a promise to each other, you know, that type of thing.
The way it sounded, like the production on it, how up-tempo it was, and how fun and snappy it was. By the way, your boy Jack Antonoff playing every instrument on the track. So
Yeah,
he played
it had a
like
bit of
7 or 8
personality
instruments.
on that one.
There was a lot going on. The only problem was the least interesting thing about the track was her. Death by 1,000 Cuts.
Okay, that one was weird. I kind of wanted to like it for how odd it was at certain points.
I think that was the track, by the way, because it has the bizarre instrumental. That was the one where it had like frantic piano playing in the background, which again, more interesting than the actual lyrics or anything Taylor's doing. But there's parts in the song where Taylor just sounds confused.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't know how to keep up with it.
Like, Jack Antonoff is her 40. Is the Drake, you know, yeah, Taylor Swift
Oh, yeah.
is to Jack Antonoff what Drake is to 40, you know what I mean?
He's just going off, and she's like, all right, just trying to keep up. Jack Antonoff is the DNC, and Taylor Swift is Donald Trump trying to can dance.
You know what?
Bringing it
That
back.
sums up. I was like, I want to root for you because, you know, it is, you know, I feel like this is a person who's, you know, gotten some sort of respect. I want to give it, but it's just like, this isn't working, you know, like, I can't follow you on this.
I think we've spent just about enough time on Taylor Swift. What overall rating did you get for this album?
I got a 2.5. And
Me too. I got a
feel
2.5.
I feel like that's appropriate.
But now we're going to go into something considerably more interesting for the... We're talking about all 3 saturations.
Yeah, and,
Iridescence.
yeah.
And
we
Kevin
covered it.
Abstract's Arizona
Yeah.
Baby. We're at it again, back on our Brockhampton bullshit, because we're fucking completionists, reviewing, well, shit, we didn't review the goddamn first album before the Saturation Trilogy.
Yeah,
Fuck!
yeah. Look, hey, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Someone's gonna have to request it on Ko-fi. But we got Ginger, the new release from Brockhampton, and I am curious. I feel like it's a running gag and people have come to expect it from this show. that your boys are about to butt heads. Your boys are about to get... Your boys are about to get in a goddamn... You're gonna get into a screaming match over Brockhampton. Muse loves Brockhampton too much. Darren doesn't give him... He doesn't cut him enough slack. What did you think of this album?
Well, shut my mouth and call me dumb and beat me, I'm a kettle drum. The birds in all the trees are humming. Rap Critic fucking loves the shit out of this fucking Brockhampton album. Oh my god, bro. Do you remember all the things that I said about how, like, man, like, they're saying that the boy band, they're saying the boy band this, but I'm like, I'm not getting that. Word. This fucking album, right goddamn here. Bareface, the way he was handling them goddamn hooks, the way the production was fucking chilly under these fucking rap verses. Thank you. This is what the fuck I'm listening to. This is what the fuck I'm talking about. Dude, when I heard that first track and they hit me with the fucking... It sounded like if you took the NSYNC song Boyfriend, right? And you took the remix with Nelly, but then you took that remix's cooler cousin, you know what I mean, that doesn't get as much... So, like, that's like the Ice Cube, and this is like the Del the Funky Homo Sapien. You know what I mean? That's all doing its own thing, and I'm trying to see what that remix sound is all about. Do you get what I'm saying when I say all that shit, though? You know, the way they have these fucking cool-ass fucking guitar things. Like, yo, listen back to, like, If I Was Your Boyfriend, like, all right, they was pumping with some, you know, little production as they went later on. You know what I mean? Like... This shit was kind of fly, and that's what, you know, Justin Timberlake kind of spun off into, you know, his own thing doing, you know? But it's like, as I'm listening to this, it's like, I hear that, like, it sounds so, their sound sounds like tamed and just sort of like, just fucking concentrated so that each song feels like this neat package that is so dope when it's delivered. Like, I don't get that feeling that I get before where it just feels like, I want to like it, but damn, it was that weird jarring thing. And it's like, and instead of complimenting it, it just feels like, well, I don't want to listen back to that again because it just feels weird to me. You know, like, that's what I got from a lot of tracks. But this, like, holy shit, like, it just felt so, boom, I listened to the first track, the first note I wrote, I was like, this is doing modern pop songs better than Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I was like, what in the hell's going on right now?
Now,
someone put these guys on the charts. The only place these people have charted their singles in fucking New Zealand. I'm
not gonna call you easy, but I knew that this was how this was gonna go down.
Oh yeah,
that you would be gushing, and I'm over here kind of looking down at my shoes.
Oh,
kind of like it's not my favorite.
Can it be? Are the legends true?
It's fucking real sad boy hours.
Oh my god!
It is.
Okay, so can I say something?
This is the fucking. Okay, we had the dude leave the group, forced out, whatever, and I know you talked about the lore and how that's kind of important to Brockhampton or whatever, but just as a quick overview, when we invited Left at London on to talk about Brockhampton, she was invited to review Puppy, the Brockhampton album that never came out because the Amir Van controversy and all that. So when I was listening to the things leading up to that, I was like, oh shit, this is going to be really dope. And I was like, okay, well, we're not getting that. It's like, okay, that sucks, but that's fine. Then those 1999, 1998 singles came out, and I was like, ooh, these are really fun. I really like these. I'm looking forward to what's coming next. Is this what Iridescent's going to sound like? No, it's not at all what that's going to sound like, because now they've been signed to a big label. They're over in fucking Abbey Road Studios. They're making it happen. They're living their best life, but it's going to be pretty emotional too. It's like, okay, this album is we're back in the States. We're not in Abbey Road Studios anymore. We don't have that energy anymore. And the weight of the past couple years is like starting to fucking hit us really hard. And a lot of tracks on here deal with a lot of like, we're just fucking bummed. And that's why a lot of the tracks are, they're not bangers. They don't slap so much as much as I would like.
Chilly, you know what I mean? They're so
very chilly.
So set in you. I feel like.
And I think this album, you need to be in a specific mood for it. I don't think Like the Saturation albums, I can listen to those whenever. Like, I think they're perfect. They're fucking bagel bites. You know, Saturation in the morning, Saturation in the evening, Saturation at supper time. But Ginger, you kind of need to be in a mood to listen to it because it's a different experience.
The album cover is two people hugging each other, which is...
Two people supporting each other,
and
you're like,
hey man, I'm here for you, bro.
Yeah,
Let's do this,
when they released music videos leading up to the album's release, they released music videos for If You Pray Right. They released one for Boy Bye, and I was like, ooh, these are the fucking...
Another one.
I'm getting the vibes of the 1999, all of those.
You're right.
Type
Yeah,
things.
that song is very different from the rest of the album.
and then the week of the release of the album, they released the music video for No Halo, and it's like, oh, so it's not all gonna be like that, huh?
Surprise, bitch!
Oh,
surprise, motherfucker!
So just starting at the top, No Halo featuring Deb Never. I've never heard of this person before, but they add a hell of a lot in the in the chorus and just overall singing and it just like, ooh.
Later on in the song, you hear I'm sure I'll find it, no one help me when my eyes go red. That little, like, melody in there was
the fucking callback, and you hear, like, the voice in the background.
That was the one where I was like, okay, this is the modern boy band right here. Okay, I see what you're doing.
Yeah, you definitely get the fucking chills. A lot of this album is haunting. I really like the chorus, like you're talking about. I didn't think the verses from the boys were their strongest, but I thought they did fine.
In fact, I enjoyed this album so much, like, I specifically was saying, like, I only want to write down a verse when I don't like it. Like, that's really how much I enjoyed. Like, I really enjoyed the places where they went, even when there were, like, little missteps.
Like you mentioned before, I was very, very happy with how much bareface there was in No Halo and Sugar back to back.
Oh, Sugar? Yo, it was sweet, bro. It was sweet.
Yeah.
I fucking love it, bro.
Ryan Beatty, who pops up a few times doing the chorus. I liked hearing Bareface so much, and also getting to hear him rap on one of the tracks was like, all right, look, you're using him to his full fucking potential. I'm definitely here for that shit.
I was like, okay, is he the guy now? Is he your hook guy? Yes, let's make this happen. Ho, ho, ho. I think you know exactly what track I'm talking about. The fucking goddamn headphones coming off at the end of...
the door slamming.
Oh my god!
I was not ready for Dearly Departed.
When I heard the end of that song, I remember when you had said, these albums, though they're not as lyrical, and though they're not as, like, you know, deeply intricate, you know, woven stuff, it's like, it feels you feel the energy of, this is what I had to say and I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
And never did I feel that more than fucking Dearly Departed.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. You know exactly what I mean. Yeah. Like, every like, dude, when you hear these guys speaking, it feels as if at any moment they might just, like, fucking stop the verse because it's too much. Like, and so when it happens at the end, I was just like, dude, you almost got that feeling of, like, wanting to follow the person, like, hey, man, are you okay? You know?
And the fact that the music still goes for, like, a little bit after he fucking does that, you're just kind of sitting there with your thoughts.
Oh,
just
man.
Like,
and I think it's Joba at one point does the why.
Oh, the chorus.
Heart-wrenching.
Joba with the fucking chorus. Oh my god. Dearly Departed got a fucking solid ass 5 because not only is it like incredible chorus, every single verse is solid. Dom, who I think is kind of just the unsung hero overall of Brockhampton because he always gives you good verses. You don't hear him as talked about as much as like Kevin or Joba. Or Merlin would.
I feel like everyone was solid. In fact, I was just thinking about it. You know how Kevin Abstract used to do, you know how he does the high-pitched voice thing?
Oh, yeah.
And you know how I'm always kind of like, it sounds like Yolandi Visser, you know, it doesn't sound like this is him. You know what I mean? Like, this is what his sound is now. Like, I hear the evolution and, like, the strength that he has in his voice, the confidence. You know what I mean? That's in there now. And it's just like, holy shit. Like, I hear the solid unit that they are. Like, for me.
Kind of like with the Taylor Swift album, where it was like right in the middle of the album, it had 2 songs where it had really bummer of a song with You'll Get Better Soon. followed up by False Gods. We didn't even talk about False Gods.
Oh, yeah, that was so weird. That was kind of jarring.
Oh, I like that one. But on here, it's kind of the same thing because you got Dearly Departed, and it's like, oh boy, wow, okay. Followed up by I've Been Born Again, which is just, it. From what I'd read, it was like, yeah, we just like sat in a room and like just bullshitted. It's when you're watching a movie and things look like they're at their absolute lowest, you know, like, oh my god, things are fucking over. And then just like no man, we're gonna fucking come together and we're gonna fucking make it right. And that's what I've Been Born Again was. We're like, ooh, it cleansed the palate so well for the rest of the album. And it was like, all right, look, I know things got real there for a second. I know you weren't really ready to hear all that because it got really fucking personal. But, you know,
I
we'll
see what
fucking
you
get
mean,
past
like,
it.
as the function, like, but we're still a group, and that's not going to be the last song on the album. That's going to be in the middle because we're still going.
But what they do end up doing is, and they do this a couple times, which I'm liking this, the Brockhampton extended universe, if you will.
Oh yeah, man.
That you've got 2 tracks on the album. Heaven Belongs to You, fucking Slow Tie with his solo track.
Bro, like, again, I'm thinking there's like 80 members in this group, so I'm like, oh, is this just a member of the group that just hasn't gotten, you know, their track yet?
And then you fucking end with Victor Roberts.
Oh my Lord. Yo. I thought this was like the fucking flesh and bone rapper that's just like, he's always been in the group, but he was like in jail and he just got out, so, you know, here's his verse.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm like, who's Victor Roberts? It's like, oh, it's him.
it's him.
I'm like, oh my god, the way he fucking, I can't even, you just fucking listen to it, man.
It's essentially a solo, but then you got Ryan Beatty and Bareface closing out the album. Bareface, goddamn flawless.
Making him a part of the group.
Yeah, a fucking warm welcome.
I thought it was like the fucking Capadonna, except, you know, I really want this person to be here more.
And like on the last album where Jaden Smith popped up to just kind of do a couple lines, and I was like, yo, I want them to bring in folks like them who sound like them and have that same kind of energy and feel. And that's exactly what they did. It was like, hey, we're gonna fucking put on some names you might not otherwise heard. Basically, we're just gonna give them the fucking stage. We're not giving them a guest verse. We're giving them essentially the whole fucking song to wow you. And I know Slow Tie's song was a little short. I wish they didn't do it Boy Bye and then Heaven Belongs to You, because they're both really short. I'm mad Boy Bye is short in general, because that's one of my favorite tracks on the album, because it fucking slaps. I love the fucking instrumental on that one and Bareface rapping.
Remember, my thing was always like, where the fuck is Merlin Wood?
Yes.
You know, like, that's my fucking guy. He's the ODB of the group. I want to see him. So, on this album, remember how I was saying, like, I didn't write down anything because I was enjoying everything so much the second time until there was something that I didn't like. And it was every time Merlin Wood said a lot of things. Like, you know, like more than like an ad-lib. You know, when he was like a thing that just came in randomly, it was like, oh shit, there he is, you know? But whenever he like had time to speak, it was just like, oh, you don't have that much to say here. Like, you can hear the energy, but it doesn't translate when he actually gets more time.
Thought on Iridescence, I thought he did really good on that album when things got really chill and he was able to just speak his mind. On this one, yeah, he doesn't really bring it as much. It's like, it would be too powerful if all of them shined at 100%. Like, it would be unbearable, it'd be way too much. So instead, it's like, well, you know, Joba's gonna bring some good shit, but we're gonna rein him in a little bit. Merlin's gonna be there, we're gonna reel him in a little bit. But Bareface, we're gonna put him out there really strong. It's like they had to lower to make room for the other ones.
Bareface, the fucking Method Man of this album.
Yeah. Like,
the fucking face.
Like, are you talking on St. Percy, where it's a really dope instrumental and I really like the beat. But then, like, verse-wise, I like Abstract and Bareface. But then just Merlin Wood, just fucking, murder man! Murder's like, oh, okay, what the fuck? He just like bursts in the room and starts screaming. It's like, whoa, okay.
Random moments like that, I enjoy.
Need someone to hold me! It's like, oh my god, someone please hold him.
It was on If You Pray Right, a song that I really liked. I love the fucking lazy lounging trombone. Yeah, it's fucking. You feel like they're coming in on a fucking elephant. You know what I mean? But then fucking Merlin Wood, he's like, if you want a feature, we can figure it out. Want a color for your album? We can figure it out.
We can figure it out.
What? What? Huh? Although I did enjoy the return of Break the Law on like 2 tracks. Remember, it was just like 2 separate tracks where you just randomly heard Break the Law, Break the Law.
Yeah. They fucking really use samples well on this album. They didn't rely on them too much, but I thought they were really effective when they were used.
There was one point where there was a song that was just like, the song felt like it just stopped to play another song from like 1997 or something like that.
Yeah.
That felt a little gratuitous where it was just like, where did that come from?
Sampled like a whole section of a song. I thought it worked in the context, but yeah, I see what you're meaning there.
It felt kind of Drakey. You know how he likes to sample like, you know, other songs like, what was that fucking DMX song? You know, stop, drive, shut him down, whatever the fuck his song it was.
A couple tracks that weren't as impactful on me towards the end of the album, Big Boy and Love Me for Life.
Merlin Wood, I think, on the Love Me for Life song kind of threw that one off for me.
I thought he kind of saved it. Like, I thought,
oh, really?
I thought Abstract kind of didn't exactly hit. I really liked Joba's verse. And then Merlin was just kind of there as, like, the shot of adrenaline to, like, you know, be like, hey, like, snapping in your face to get your attention.
Piss him off, piss him off, piss him off. Shit, I better piss him off. And he's saying all this, like, incendiary stuff, like, you know, I'll shoot me a sheriff for Trayvon Martin, King Ali, and Bobby Marley. And then the chorus is, I wish you'd love me for life. Like, huh? What? Yeah, how do these things connect, guys?
And I like Joba on Big Boy, too. Joba and Dom are, like, the two...
Joba's singing.
Joba, Dom, and Bareface are the absolute stars on this one. They definitely add the most.
And then remember how before it was like Kevin Abstract was just like, man, it feels like he's the one that's like really blowing it, you know, blowing it up.
Yeah, he just kind of like sat back and let the dudes just kind of shine in this one, which I appreciated.
Yeah, I love it. I love that clean, whining synth on Love Me For Life, though. I definitely thought that was fucking dope as shit.
I thought Abstract was good on Ginger. I really liked his catchy chorus and his verse on that one. But yeah, I don't really have him written down much on and I think I might have had the same critique of Iridescence. That might just be, you know, there's a lot of guys in the group. They all gotta get their fucking shit in. And not always are they going to be complimentary, you know, like you can't have all of them in a track. Like I think there's only a couple tracks on here where all 6 or so people are on it. Normally it's only like 4 or something because otherwise it might just sound too cluttered.
Yeah, did you say you didn't like Big Boy as much?
That wasn't one of my favorites. No, I think that might have been the song I gave the lowest rating to, actually.
So yeah, that hook was just weird. Where it's just like
you're a big boy now.
The delivery is so shy sounding, like it's like he's afraid to go say it too, you know, proudly into the mic. But the lyrics are about how confident he is. You know, you ain't shine like me, you ain't shine like me, you ain't shine like my cousin, you ain't shine like me. I did like the you ain't shine like my cousin, but I'm just like, I mean, I don't know who your cousin is.
I mean, is that good?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm curious though to hear.
I got a 4, solid 4.
I got a 3.5. Just fell short of that 4.
I think they were more thematically and tonally consistent in this album, and I enjoyed it more, which made little moments like this lyric I'm saying right here stand out, where it was like, you know, you get what's the song? The last track, Victor Roberts, all these heartfelt lyrics about this very specific situation that he's describing to you, and then it's just like, you know, Mr. Policeman told policeman, we got to get what we need, just let him be, and, you know, he's gone through this whole thing, and it's just like. And then Ryan Beatty's like, thank God for my bitches still sticking with me.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
All right. I mean, I don't think that was the mood we were going for.
I still like that chorus, though, even if it didn't fit.
Yeah, it's like, that's more Snoop Dogg, right? You know, like, that, you know, they shout hell yeah for my vehicle. Living is a miracle.
Now, we mentioned it for the past couple weeks about the changes. The changes starting in September, which it will be September by the time this episode goes up, will no longer be offering the Patreon perk of offering a album review on the show, which is not to say we will not honor past requests in that Patreon perk. We will, because it is still first come, first serve, and if you put in a request on Patreon in the past, you will still definitely get that. But going forward, the way people will have to put in their requests is at Ko-fi.
ko-fi.com/goinoff. GOINOFF.
It's simple. It's super simple, and it's a one-time $50 pledge to get your request on the show. And I think what's so great about Ko-fi is that it charges you automatically. Like, you don't have to wait until the end of the month. It's so much easier. I think any of the guesswork and confusion, especially the, oh no, I paid for more than 1 month and I didn't mean to. You're not going to run into that problem with Ko-fi because it works on a one-time basis.
Now, we always end up honoring them. Like, I've been doing that. Like, when someone goes like, hey, I've accidentally been charged twice. Like,
then you get 2 reviews, sure. But ideally, I don't think they go in wanting to spend that much, but they end up doing it. But then they get something out of it.
That's not most of them. It's just like, because you can cap out on Patreon.
Right, yeah.
But the good thing about, like, Patreon is for, like, if you want to do ongoing support. And I think Ko-fi is if you're just like, hey, I got a little change, boom, I want to throw it your way.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we both have our own Ko-fis and Patreons outside of this page that you could still give money to if you want.
My Ko-fi right now is specifically for, like, if people want to have, like, requests of, like, personal reviews. Because some people have asked me, like, for writing jobs and stuff like that. So,
shit, okay.
Yeah, so, if you want to hit me up there, ko-fi.com/rapcritic,
One last time, that's ko-fi.com/goinoff. That's GOINOFF to request an album to be reviewed on the show. And until next week, for the Going Off podcast, I'm Muse.
And I'm Rap Critic.
We can go driving in on my scooter.
So, yeah.